Good evening. It seems only fitting that I'm joining you virtually to celebrate and honor the incredible coaches who have overcome extreme obstacles during this unprecedented time when youth needed sports and coaching more than ever. I've been able to see the challenges kids are facing firsthand in Oakland, and with coaches trained by PCA, committed to their success, we believe we can inspire the next generation.
To buy essentials. The World Health Organization is now classifying the virus as a global pandemic.
U.S. now leading the world in deaths.
Wall Street's worst day in a decade.
A black man pinned to the ground, dying.
It's been a week since the pandemic lockdown began, and we can only imagine how difficult this is for you and your children and the kids that you coach. In the coming days, you're going to learn about our newly launched Life as a Team sport program, which is going to see us apply the full measure of all of our PCA resources to empower parents to step into the role of coach and to help us manage through this difficult time.
I think it is important for kids and students to be able to name their experience.
Is really trying to understand what's in their heads and how they're processing information. And this is such an uncertain time for all of us.
So I would say to those seniors that even though you don't have your season, the thing that's so important is you still have your team.
PCA was like an overall great reminder of how to set up goals for myself instead of being laid out in the ocean and not knowing what to do.
My coach is a mentor.
My coach is a teacher.
My coach is a believer.
She is my superhero.
Big sister.
Morale booster.
Life changer.
Inspiration.
My coach is my role model.
She's became like a mom to me.
So hopefully, if I can impact you, you're going to impact the world. You're amazing.
Today, PCA launches the Sports Can Battle Racism Initiative to facilitate important dialogue with thought leaders on racial equity and provide training for coaches that focuses on combating racism and creating positive change within our communities.
One of my favorite sayings is, it's not just about making it to the top as so much it is about putting the ladder back down.
In high school, I was the only black girl on the team, and actually the first black girl to ever be in the basketball program.
But it also makes you realize there still needs to be change, and finding ways to make that happen is something that we can all play a role in.
Welcome to Positive Coaching Alliance's Sports Can Battle Racism Workshop for Athletes, powered by the Miami Marlins. This program is important to me personally, and is part of our culture at the Marlins organization.
Curry Brand is partnering with Positive Coaching Alliance to bring training to Oakland, becoming the first double goal city and beyond. And we are confident that if like-minded partners like PCA and supportive coaches like yourselves come together, we will build better communities and forever change the game for good.
Welcome to the 2021 Positive Coaching Alliance National Youth Sports Awards and Benefit. I am Ahmed Fareed from NBC Sports. I am honored to be your MC for tonight's festivities. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. We're going to learn some stuff too. Before we jump into tonight's program, now let's learn about this. I want to make sure everyone knows their way around this event platform. If you want to join the conversation, you can do that. You can jump into the global chat in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you're at the table, please consider taking any conversation to the table's chat room as well, so you can all enjoy the event together. Now let's get to tonight's program. Here's what we got coming up. In the opening video, you saw the many ways that PCA has stepped up over the last year to meet the needs of their partners and the youth sports community as a whole, from providing new and relevant content on a weekly basis to conducting over 1,000 virtual workshops for schools and youth sports organizations, preparing coaches, parents, athletes, administrators for this eventual return to sports. Can't get here soon enough. PCA also partnered with the Susan Crown Exchange to launch the Million Coaches Challenge. That's an initiative to train coaches from all around the country in social and emotional learning skills. Now, while PCA helps provide the tools and resources, it's the coaches who are on the front lines making the direct impact with our youth. Tonight, we're excited to honor the 25 national winners of PCA's Double Goal Coach Award presented by Team Snap, with a night culminating in the naming of the 2021 Coach of the Year. We got a great one-hour show for you tonight. In addition to honoring these amazing coaches, we're going to hear from the NBA and WNBA commissioners as they accept PCA's Community Impact Award. We're going to recognize PCA's founder as well, Jim Thompson, and introduce the Jim Thompson Legacy Fund. Thanks to Jim, we are all here tonight, and millions of kids playing sports have been impacted by PCA all over the last 2 decades. You'll also learn about more of the programs that PCA has for underserved communities and new curriculum centered around how sports can battle racism. And of course, we'll all chip in to raise money so PCA's impact will continue as youth and high school sports continue to come back. So sit back, relax, enjoy the company of all your friends virtually. One day we'll all be together, high-fiving again. Today is not that day yet. We're still going to have a lot of fun, though. Enjoy the show. To get us started, I'd like to introduce PCA's Chief Executive Officer, Chris Moore.
Hello, I'm Chris Moore, Chief Executive Officer of Positive Coaching Alliance, and welcome to the 2021 National Youth Sports Awards and Benefit. This event is always the highlight of our year, and while we will miss not being together in the same room, we're just so excited that through the use of technology, this event can truly be national. So whether you're watching in California, Oregon, Minnesota, Texas, Florida, or New York, we invite you to get comfortable, turn up your sound, and enjoy the next 50 minutes of our program. Before I turn it back over to Ahmed, I'd like to give a special shout out to Team Snap for making our Double Goal Coach Award program possible, enabling us to find the best coaches from around the country. We can't wait for you to meet some of these coaches tonight. I also want to thank each and every one of the sponsors of this evening's event, as well as our event host committee. Putting on this event virtually was a huge undertaking, so we appreciate your time, effort, and energy toward making this a success. And with that said, I would like to extend a very special thanks to our event co-chairs, Mindy and Jesse Rogers. Thank you both so much for the many ways that you continue to support PCA. I would also like to thank the Board of Directors of PCA, National Advisory Board, and Leadership Council. Your unwavering commitment to PCA, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, was greatly appreciated. Finally, a heartfelt thanks to PCA's founder, Jim Thompson, who I know is watching tonight. Jim, without your tireless efforts and dedication over the past 22 years, none of us would be here. The impact you've had throughout youth sports and in the area of positive youth development has truly been remarkable. We look forward to honoring you later in tonight's program. Now, I raise my glass to toast to the hundreds of people who are here with us virtually tonight, to the coaches, donors, board members, parents, athletes, and leaders. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of the PCA community, and enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you to all of tonight's sponsors for sure, the event host committee as well, and PCA staff that have helped make this event come to life. As a member of the NBC Sports Engine team, we are thrilled to be partnered with PCA and support events like we are seeing here tonight. Now, before we honor our 25 National Coach Award winners from youth and high school sports, let's take a moment to reflect on the NBA and WNBA, whose players, coaches, and executives serve as role models to many of our youth athletes, our coaches, and parents as well. Tonight, PCA honors both leagues, its teams, and players for the way they have stepped up on and off the court over the last 12 months. It was on March 11th, 2020, when the NBA suspended its season indefinitely due to the coronavirus. While the game stopped on the court, the NBA and WNBA jumped into action off of it. Teams and players organized food drives to help those in need. The league started the Junior NBA at Home program to provide coaches and athletes with activities to keep them engaged during quarantine. Then we saw players from both leagues take to the street as part of the protests against police brutality that rose up in the wake of George Floyd's killing and led to a larger movement by the leagues to support nonpartisan voter registration, transform arenas and team facilities into vote centers, and encourage fans to become poll workers. And of course, the bubbles. Both the NBA and WNBA were the first of the major professional sports leagues that were able to return to action safely, giving us all some normalcy back in our life. I know I appreciated that, being able to watch the live sporting event, seeing the Los Angeles Lakers, Seattle Storm hoist the championship trophies. Here to accept the award on behalf of the WNBA and NBA, here are the commissioners, Cathy Engelbert and Adam Silver.
On behalf of the NBA, thank you to the Positive Coaching Alliance for this Community Impact Award. Since shutting down our season more than a year ago, we've been focused on three main themes: bringing the NBA back, health and safety, and deepening the league's social impact. We found a way to continue to operate safely and responsibly while also using our influence to support important public health messaging, raise awareness around issues of equality and social justice, and create greater economic opportunity. Over the past year, there's been a tremendous amount of cooperation among the league, the players, and our teams. We know that by working together like teammates, we can have an even greater impact. We also recognize that this past year has been particularly difficult for the youth sports community. Parents, coaches, and players have had to deal with their own set of issues and obstacles. Thanks to the support of organizations like PCA, we've continued to engage young boys and girls, parents, and youth basketball coaches in a virtual setting through our Junior NBA programs and curriculum. We thank PCA for your partnership and this terrific award. It's now my pleasure to turn it over to my friend and colleague, WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert, who has done such a tremendous job in guiding the WNBA. Cathy, congratulations to you and your team.
Thank you, Adam. Really appreciate that. And I'd like to say how grateful we are to the Positive Coaching Alliance for this honor. I also want to give a quick shout out to my former colleagues at Deloitte, which is a longtime partner of PCA and I know is supporting tonight's event. I've been incredibly proud this past year of the WNBA players who have embodied what it means to be leaders and advocates for change. Together, we dedicated last season to the Say Her Name campaign and established our first WNBA Social Justice Council, along with the Players Association. So we're continuing to lead important work in the community to combat social injustice, racial inequality, and advocate for other important societal issues that are meaningful to our players. I want to note one player who opted out of our 2020 season in part to focus on social justice issues, and that's Renee Montgomery. Renee happens to also be a PCA National Advisory Board member, and I know Renee has now stepped into a leadership role with our Atlanta Dream franchise as a co-owner and executive, and I have no doubt that she will do an extraordinary job, and she's already paving the way for others all the time. So as a former college athlete and youth sports parent, and by the way, a coach of my daughter's middle school travel basketball team from 5th to 8th grade, by the way, the hardest job I've ever had, I have seen the powerful impact that sports can have on youth. And I know it starts at the youngest levels with good coaches developing a positive culture within our youth sports organization. So we've been fortunate at the WNBA to partner with organizations like PCA on Her Time to Play, which is focused on inspiring young girls, over 5 million young girls in the United States playing youth basketball, to learn and play basketball and increase opportunities for them and for women in coaching and athletic leadership roles. So before players enter the WNBA or the NBA, they've been surely impacted by a youth coach. So I know there are so many youth coaches and parents out there watching tonight. I'd like to thank you all for the time you put in to making sure our youth have a positive, inclusive sports experience. So thanks again to PCA for this honor, and stay safe, everyone.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Cathy, for those remarks and for all the work that both leagues have done over the past year. We do now move on to PCA's Double Goal Coach Award program. For the last 20 years, PCA has made it a priority to recognize the coaches who are stepping up to make a difference in the lives of our children. Now, despite the challenges of this past year, coaches in communities across the country really are making an impact every single day. I'm excited now to turn it over to my NBC Sports colleague, Michelle Tafoya, who will introduce us to PCA's 25 national winners of the Double Goal Coach Award. Let's take a look.
Coaches play an incredibly influential role in the lives of athletes. This year, it is a matter of great pride to know that the coaches we honor have worked during a time of unimaginable crisis when our youth needed sports and coaches more than ever. By creating a positive and inclusive environment, these coaches have shown that even in the most difficult of times, a great mentor is capable of providing young athletes with the social and emotional skills necessary to better their character, better their growth, and make the world around them just better. Each year, PCA's Double Goal Coach Awards program recognizes the best youth and high school coaches our country has to offer. And now it's time to meet our 2021 National Double Goal Coach Award winners.
To the coaches who are being honored for all your incredible work in the trenches, working with kids, making a difference in their lives, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're making a difference, and we thank you.
I want to congratulate and extend my gratitude to the coaches receiving this year's PCA Double Goal Coach Award. And to all the coaches, we have seen the effort that you put in the face of adversity, the determination you have passed on to your kids, and the empathy that you have led with to ensure that every kid has the necessary tools in both sport and in life to overcome any obstacle.
Thank you, Michelle, and congratulations to all 25 of our National Coach winners. One of those 25 coaches will be named Coach of the Year. You gotta wait, though, until the end of tonight's program. But first, we do want to give you the opportunity to get to know a few of this year's National Coach Award winners. We're excited to share the why behind Coach Trevan Jasper's decision to coach and to make an impact on the youth in Atlanta, Georgia.
So before the night is over, we got a couple birthdays. At the end of practice, I got some cupcakes.
What makes Dr. Jasper or Coach Jasper or Trevan Jasper impactful are a multitude of things. I mean, you have a guy that will take strangers into his home and give until he can't give anymore.
He just treats everybody like they're his own kids. No matter who you are, where you're from, he's gonna try to work with you and help you out, and it's way more than just basketball with him. That's like he really tries to make everyone feel like a family.
I believe that my brother is really ideal for what the Positive Coaching Alliance stands for, and that's being more than just about wins and losses and really filling the emotional tank of our athletes. And I think that's what he really is exemplary of. We've had the opportunity to touch so many lives, and what we always say is, this is just basketball. Well, what he's about, what our organization about,
is about touching their lives.
When it seems like there's nobody in your corner, you can always count on Coach Javan.
Life took a turn in a very unfortunate way, but it's probably really molded us to become the men that we are now. We've seen some things that no kid should actually see.
It's all good. Like at one time we were in a house where there were rats everywhere.
Yeah.
And we had no water, so we would have buckets of water. And then at nighttime you could hear the rats running around.
Because they were competing for the same water, and you had to run through the house with your socks up because it was all fleas. It was always, you didn't want anybody to know where you lived. But it was Coach John that said,
man, you guys ever think about this school named Stanford? We're like, and guess where we ended up going to Stanford? He had the coaches come see us. I mean, he was just an amazing guy. He was selfless.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be like him.
You're rough. You know I'm gonna tag y'all together, right? Right? Remember I told you to be your brother's keeper? So you need to tell him, come on, Trent. All right? Everybody needs to go.
They've helped me in those dark places of my life, always been there, always looked out for us. You know, if we're hungry, they never let us go unfed.
Little boys need that, you know. Those are my six babies, but I can't teach them how to be a man because I've never been one. You know what I mean? And their dad's not around. And these guys are teaching these boys how to be men, not just how to play basketball.
Having Coach Jasper come in and recognize my son as more than just a basketball player helped him to see himself as more than just a basketball player.
The objective is to touch the world through these kids, change their lives, change the world. Because I tell them, I'm like, hey, you have to do it when you get older and can do it. Help somebody, because you don't know, you're gonna change somebody's life.
Yeah, and I think that's what he's done. It's actually more than somebody, a whole lot of people.
Winning this award means more than most of you could imagine. It actually is a culmination of all of these many years of hard work. I've coached for 2 decades now, and it's been ages from 5-year-olds all the way up to 18-year-olds. But it just shows me that what I've been doing and my philosophy is actually valued by someone. PCA changed my life. It changed my coaching. I can remember about 10 years ago when I did the very first course. And I mean, I learned so much. It changed my whole perspective, my direction. I hope that it will do the same for future coaches and for all of us who are being part of this organization, whether as nominees or winners or members. Hey, thumbs up, and let's keep the future going bright.
What an incredible story. You can see so much more than a coach to his players, a mentor, a motivator, counselor, really a father figure to some. And listening to him say that PCA not only changed the way he coaches, but PCA changed his life. It's PCA's hope that we can make sure that there are more coaches who can say exactly that same thing, regardless of where kids live, what sport they play, no matter what. Every child does deserve that positive youth sports experience. It's helping all kids not only become better athletes, but more importantly, just better people. And all of us who played sports, I'm sure, can attest to that. We're now going to roll into our Fund a Need portion of the evening. This is where we can make a huge difference, make sure that more coaches and kids get access to PCA programming. I'm going to bring in PCA's lead trainer, Kelly Kratz, to help us with Fund a Need. But first, let's watch this brief video that will show you the PCA programming your donation will directly support.
Thank you to all of PCA's supporters for coming out tonight for the National Youth Sports Awards and Benefit. The Miami Marlins are excited to work with PCA on the Sports Can Battle Racism initiative. We're honored to play a role in using youth and high school sports to create better athletes and better people. I'll tell you the same thing that my parents told me. You got to talk about it. You got to have those uncomfortable conversations. That's the way you're going to be able to create change. You have to be willing to listen to what is being said and try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. It's necessary that we have these conversations with our friends, our teammates, our families, and our communities. I want to challenge you to step up and be a leader amongst your peers.
My name is Mike DeSimone, the Health, Phys Ed, and Athletic Director here at the Charter School of Educational Excellence, located in Yonkers, New York. The majority of our students are considered at risk. And as coaches and as teachers, if we want to see these students become successful, we have to wear multiple hats. We need to be a mentor, a parent figure, and a positive role model. And Positive Coaching Alliance has really been able to provide us with those hats to wear in terms of making sure that we can support our students' social emotional well-being far beyond the athletic field. Within the past year, PCA launched the Sports Can Battle Racism professional development for our coaches, which our coaches immediately took. I believe we were the first school. The feedback from our coaches was unbelievable. They felt that they were able to directly connect more to the student athletes, and the kids feel more comfortable. I think the kids feel that they can have that conversation with the coaches, even if the coach is a different race or a different color than them. We're here to help our students, and if we're going to help our students have to know that we have their back. We're willing to talk about this, and we're willing to stand up with them and to give them voice. PCA has allowed us to live on that platform with our student athletes. This partnership has been the signal driving force of the success of our athletic program, and I'm extremely excited to see how this sector is going to continue to grow.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kelly Kratz, and I'm the National Lead Trainer for PCA. For the past 12 years, I've had the honor of facilitating PCA workshops for coaches, parents, athletes, organizational leaders all across the country, from the youth all the way up to the Olympic level. I'm currently a high school lacrosse coach myself. I've been coaching for the past 27 years in basketball, soccer, and lacrosse. And as a former 3-sport Division I athlete, I'm grateful to have so many positive coaches in my life that not only made me a better athlete, but more importantly, a better person. In the next few minutes, this is the most important part of the program. We're going to raise funds to help support PCA programming in underserved communities, as well as programming such as PCA's new Sports Can Battle Racism initiative. I've had the opportunity to lead many of these workshops for coaches and athletes over the past 6 months, and it has given them the platform to discuss the issue of racism on their team, many for the first time. We give them tangible tools to educate their teams on the harm that comes from biases, prejudice, microaggressions. And then at the end of the workshop, we give everyone an opportunity to make a commitment to what they're going to do to battle racism on their own teams and in their own communities. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to call out a few different levels, and at any time, we would love for you to jump in and make a gift to PCA. There's 3 main ways that you can give during this time. So the one thing you can do is scroll down to your screen, and you can click directly on the Donate Now button. That's going to take you right to the donate page. The second option is you can text the letters PCA to 56512, right, with your cell phone, and that'll bring you right to the page as well. And then the third option is to scan the QR code, also using your phone camera. Scroll down and find that QR code right down there, and that is going to take you right to an action box. The bubble will pop up and take you right to the donation page. It's super simple to do. All 3 methods can be found in the left-hand bottom corner of your screen under the broadcast. If you use your phone for texting or QR code, you're not going to leave the broadcast. But if you use the website, make sure that you click on the event tab to get back here to this broadcast. When you're on the donate page, you're going to see a few levels pre-populated for you, or you can type in a custom amount. If you would like to give via donor advised funds or stock or check, you can click the link in the global chat, which I believe is down there, which is positivecoach.org/give. Fill out the Google form, and then a PCA representative will be in touch with you on Monday. All right, here's the best reminder of all. We have a generous match from PCA supporters that will double your impact, matching up to $100,000 donated tonight. So whatever you give, it's going to be donated. So sky's the limit. It's very exciting. So let's start off the giving at the $10,000 level. Who's going to start off and make a gift of $10,000? You can watch the thermometer as the donations come in. So what does a $10,000 donation do? Here's what it can do. It can provide a district level partnership for a youth league or a school in an underserved community. PCA works with many of the largest school districts in the country, including Miami-Dade County Public Schools, Chicago Public Schools, Philadelphia Public School District. Your gift of $10,000 can help us reach more of these school districts, as well as more city parks and recreation departments. As sports and programs start to come back this summer and fall, it's so important now more than ever that coaches are trained in positive coaching principles. Thank you. All right, I see some of the donations coming in. Reminder again, you can donate by clicking the donate link below, texting with your phone, PCA, the letters PCA to 56512, or you can scan the QR code with your phone's camera. When you're on the donate page, you can put a custom amount in there, or you can click on one of the pre-populated amounts we have for you. If you want to donate another way, via check, donor advised funds, or stock, click the global chat, and there's a link in there that can take you right to that page. Thank you. Thank you to our $10,000 level donors. We appreciate this so much. All right, while they're coming in, let me tell you what a $5,000 donation can do. So your support at this level can help fund PCA's Character and Leadership Development Program for high school student athletes. This is an amazing program. We bring together a group of athletes from high schools into a series of workshops, and they're very interactive. All the athletes get to have a voice. We want to develop them as triple impact competitors, which are athletes that are constantly focusing on making themselves better, the game better, and their teammates better. And so we're trying to help them be leaders, not only on their teams, but in their communities. This series is especially important to educate athletes on topics such as positive initiation rather than hazing, focusing on mastery and how to use social media as a tool to honor the game. So that is what a $5,000 donation can do. Thank you for all of those that are coming in right now. I see the thermometer rising. We're so appreciative. All right, now let's focus on what does a $2,500 level do? This $2,500 level can help make PCA available to everyone. Your gift can bring PCA programming, including the Sports Can Battle Racism Workshop, to schools and youth sports organizations across the country. So that's the $2,500 level. Thank you to all of those that are coming in. It's exciting to see that thermometer rising. We really appreciate what you're doing right now. All right, well, before we go to the next level, during the opening of the show, you saw some information about PCA's partnership with Curry Brand and bringing PCA coach training to the Oakland Public Schools and Oakland Parks and Rec Department. Let's hear from Stephen Curry on why Curry Brand wanted to partner with PCA.
Curry Brand is about changing the game for good, and we're committed to breaking down the barriers to performance, including providing access to programs, safe spaces to play, great gear, and coaching development with PCA. I've been able to see the challenges kids are facing firsthand in Oakland, and with coaches trained by PCA, committed to their success, we believe we can inspire the next generation. This is not about one brand, one person, or one community. Curry Brand is focused on the power of the collective, the idea that we all can do our part, the understanding that it takes a village to come together to push and advocate for change, to bring forth equity and opportunity in sports. And we are confident that if like-minded partners like PCA and supportive coaches like yourselves come together, we will build better communities and forever change the game for good.
As you heard, it takes a village. We could not do what we do without all of you here. Thank you so much to all of you that have already started to donate. Again, remember, 3 ways to donate. Click the donate button now, text PCA to 56512, or you can scan the QR code with your phone and your camera. All of those things can be found in the left-hand corner of your screen, but you can also do it via donor advised funds, stock, or check. There's a link in the global chat to do that. All right, so let's move on to the $1,000 level. PCA is celebrating its 23rd anniversary this year. Let's try to get at least 23 gifts at the $1,000 level. We already have a few $1,000 gifts coming in, so let's see if we can get that thermometer to rise. As a reminder, coming up in the program, we're going to be announcing our 2021 Coach of the Year. This is such an honor. We're also going to have a special tribute to PCA founder, longtime CEO, and personal friend, Jim Thompson. Be sure to stay tuned in. You do not want to miss this. You're going to see some of the biggest names in sports in the coaching world. All right, we're going to start wrapping up the Fund a Need portion. Anyone interested in making a gift at the $500 level or below, please do so right now. Let's see them coming in. We appreciate any amount that you can give. We've had over 2,000 people register for this event, so if everyone chips in, we can really make a huge difference, especially with that matching donation that we have coming in as well. Any gift, $500, $250, $100, whatever you can do, we're going to greatly appreciate it. We will be leaving the donate page open for the rest of the event. So if you haven't had a chance to donate yet, please feel free to do so during the rest of the program. Thank you so much for your support. We're going to get back to honoring our National Double Goal Coach Award winners. Right now, I have the pleasure of introducing you to Susan Nardi, who is a youth tennis coach from Southern California.
Come on down. Here we go. Here we go. Are you ready for some tennis? You ready? You ready? Hannah, come on down.
Yeah, Coach Susan is silly. Her voice is funny. It makes me laugh.
Yeah. Are you ready for some tennis? Yeah! All right.
So First Break really aims to build not only athletes, but champions on and off the field, on and off the court.
We do that by offering tennis, education, and life skills to kids that typically wouldn't be exposed to the game of tennis.
Coach Susan's really embedded that into a lot of the practices that we do here, so it's very clear that when the students leave, they're not only going to have a great practice, but they're also going to have some lessons that they can take away at the end of the day.
She makes every practice so much fun, so much positive reinforcement. She just brings out the best in them, and she gives them a sense of self-esteem where they feel like they can do anything.
I play for a living. How many people can say that? How can you not be excited to get up in the morning?
I'm in control when I hit my ground strokes. Woo!
She always gives compliments, and that's like very nice.
Susan always tells us we need to give our kids 50 positive remarks before a single negative remark. And so we try to do that, but we also try to get our daughters to build themselves up that way so that they can take what they're learning from her on the court and take it off the court in their academic studies, interactions with friends, and with life. So she really is like a life coach who also teaches tennis.
Nice serve! Nice serve! Great contact coming on down.
I remember my coach and how he started me, believed in me. That's huge. I want them to have that.
Coach Susan is really positive. She's funny and she's really nice.
You got it. Do your best, okay?
It feels like I'm learning a lot. I feel like I always get strong.
Yeah!
Remember, if the wind is blowing, you're gonna make mistakes. And it's what?
Okay, it's okay. Exactly, it's okay.
Making mistakes are okay because you learn from them.
Susan's enthusiasm with all these young girls and boys is absolutely incredible. Really teaches not only these girls and boys tennis, but teaches them about life.
I love helping people realize that they're more than what they think they are. And that was something that one of my mentors had told me in the tennis industry. Help people realize that they're more than what they think they are.
Her belief is that a good coach can change your game, but a great coach can change your life. And that's Susan's motto.
I would personally like to thank the First Break family, the board of directors, my parents, and especially my kids, and a special shout out to Coach John Morris, who as a little 3-year-old started me on this journey from player to coach to now where I sit today. It's the highest honor that I've ever received in my life, and I'm sure for you all it's the same way. And congratulations. Keep up doing what you're doing and making worlds of difference in the lives of these kids and in your sport. So thank you very much.
Another truly inspiring coach story. It really is amazing to see the impact truly positive coaching can make when tennis is introduced to youth in Southern California with Susan Nardi as their coach. We're almost to the point now where we will be announcing the 2021 Coach of the Year. But first, we got a very special tribute for PCA's founder and longtime CEO, Jim Thompson. PCA was founded by Jim back in 1998 on the campus of Stanford University. And over the last 22 years, PCA has not only been a leader in positive youth development through sports, but has been the organization to start the conversation focused on developing a positive culture in youth sports. Jim, we know you're with us tonight, watching from your home in the Bay Area, so please enjoy this video with messages of thanks and congratulations from some of your biggest fans out there.
I was a enthusiastic but ultimately mediocre athlete as a kid. Played 1 year of basketball in college and got hurt, and I lost interest in sports until my son started playing sports. And I was a business student at Stanford at the time, and I went to go to his games. I was like, oh my heavens, there's so much negativity, so much tension. The poor kids were not having fun. And it was during that, going to his games, that my love of sports kind of came crashing back, and I realized, wow, this is an incredible opportunity. Sports is the best place to teach kids character and life lessons.
Hi, I'm John Donahoe, longtime friend and business school classmate of Jim Thompson. And I'm here to join in the celebration for what Jim has accomplished over the last 22 years, which is nothing short of remarkable. I distinctly remember in the early 1990s when Jim first came with the concept and vision for Positive Coaching Alliance. And it's been an amazing privilege since that time to watch him bring that to life, going from what was a small startup on Stanford's campus to today being the leading youth sport organization all across the United States, active in 50 states.
Thank you for everything you've done for PCA and for the coaching business in particular. You've done so much good work to help young coaches, which in turn helps so many of our young athletes to have the best experience possible when they're playing sports. So your work has been fantastic, and so thankful to have been affiliated with you guys.
Jim! Congratulations. So awesome. Where to even begin? When I think about the impact you've had, not just on sports, but sports culture, with your leadership and dedication to positivity, it's transformative. Think about all the lives you've impacted, all the coaches and kids.
Well, thank you for all of your many contributions to youth and high school sports over the years. You've been an absolute warrior for all the great causes and all the benefits that sports brings to young people.
You and PCA were a resource for me, and then in later years it's been an honor and a pleasure to partner with you to help in some small way to contribute to improving the youth sports landscape. So we had so much to thank you for and so much to reflect upon, but I can't tell you how genuinely appreciative and grateful I am.
I remember the first time we met, Jim, and you had this vision of Positive Coaching Alliance, and how you could change high school sports or youth sports. And I thought it was a great idea, but I thought there's no way this man can pull this off. With your dedication and leadership, you've done it. I hope when you sit back and just think about all the things you've done, it brings a huge smile to your face. Because I tell you what, it's brought a huge smile to a lot of kids' face, and even more importantly, a lot of parents' face. What you did will live on forever. Thank you, Jim.
So I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for all your work. Thank you for helping my kids without even knowing them. Thank you for helping generations after generations, not only of coaches being better and doing better, but kids receiving that information so much better and making their life in youth sports so enjoyable.
You've taught coaches how to teach and develop the whole person with compassion for every athlete. And for parents, how to be supportive of coaches, officials, and their child. It's been awesome being alongside and experiencing the tremendous change taking place.
And without you, tens of thousands of coaches and players
would not be having the same experience. So thank you for your vision. Thank you for your hard work and determination. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to contribute to the Positive Coaching Alliance.
And you really need to put the focus on the values that you learn, lessons that you learn, and nobody was better at it than you, Jim. And I'm just, it's really been an honor of mine to be able to get to know you and work with you through the Positive Coaching Alliance.
As a father of an 11-year-old soccer player and a 15-year-old basketball player, I can honestly say that I've seen it at work here in both of their experiences in Massachusetts. Thanks again for the 20+ years that you put into this.
We all wonder what we're meant to do, who we're supposed to be, and why. And while we all may never have perfect clarity on what that mission is for each of us, there are those who have made such a significant impact that the legacy they leave is indelible and enduring. Without a doubt, what you have given to youth sports is just that.
Founder, chief promoter, fundraiser, and arm twister for Positive Coaching Alliance. Yeah, it's been a long journey. Congratulations on 30 years, it seems like, since the first book went out in Positive Coaching, and it started the movement. Much good wishes go your way. Thanks a lot.
So Jim, I am privileged to join in participating in the Jim Thompson Legacy Fund, and delighted to be here tonight to share in the celebration of your amazing legacy and your amazing accomplishments. On behalf of millions of kids all across the country, we thank you for your vision, your persistence, and your impact. And we say congratulations and thank you for all that you've done. You've truly made a difference.
Deeply honored and appreciative of all the support people have given tonight to PCA and to me, and really over the 20+ years that I worked with PCA. Just very touched. Thank you. My passion for Positive Coaching Alliance has not diminished. I still am so supportive of it. And given the work I'm doing now on climate change and realizing how much the world is changing and the harsh new world that our kids and grandkids are going to be growing up into, I think, if anything, youth sports is more important now than ever. So thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome stuff. Let's all raise a glass now to the legacy of Jim Thompson. Thank you for dedicating your life to ensuring that all kids have a positive character-building experience playing sports. You guys go ahead and drink. I'm still working, so I'm going to put mine back down. I am the father of 2 young kids. I really cannot wait to get them out there playing sports. I really am thankful to PCA for making sure that that experience is a positive one for so many people across the country. For those of you wanting to learn more about the Jim Thompson Legacy Fund and to see more videos like the one honoring Jim, all you got to do is visit the PCA website and check out the link in the global chat. All right, now it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Thanks to the generosity of the Toby Family Foundation, one special coach will win the Toby Family Prize in recognition of excellence in coaching and be named PCA's National Coach of the Year for 2021. This coach will receive $10,000. Now, $2,500 of that will go to the coach and $7,500 to the youth sports organization or school of their choice. To announce this year's Coach of the Year, it is my great honor to introduce 11-time NFL Pro Bowler, one of the best wide receivers ever to play the game, Larry Fitzgerald.
Youth and high school sports play such an important role in my childhood, and it was the coaches that helped me become the person that I am to this very day. The last year has been so difficult for many, and coaches have become even more important. Nowhere has it been more important than in my hometown of Minneapolis. From the pandemic to the social unrest and protests in our streets, the youth have needed the support of coaches more than ever before. and I'm so proud that a coach from my town can be recognized this evening. It is an honor to introduce this year's PCA Coach of the Year, Charles Adam, head coach of Minneapolis North High School. Congratulations, Coach.
There's a stigma with Minneapolis, and then you think of North High School and what happened in the past with the school almost real close to being shut down.
The first year here, all of the kids, there were 68 kids. They had school in one hallway, you know, in a school that was built for, you know, 1,700 kids.
They were getting ready to close the school. So the football program basically folded. Enrollment was down due to open enrollment.
He comes to the school, has a turnaround, has successful seasons. Minneapolis hasn't lost a game in inner city for X amount of years. So now you have to go back to ask the why of things. Obviously, the man came in and changed the whole culture, even in the school, in the community. He's always smiling. Everybody knows OA in the community.
So we call him OA, and OA started with Officer Adams. It was short for Officer Adams. So when he came back here to North High, not as a student, he came as an MPD officer. He also stepped in as our head football coach and took us from a very, very losing season reality to a very, very winning season reality.
All the way in for a Polars touchdown.
Man, it's the worst thing I've ever had to endure. I was caught in the middle. F the police, racist, how could you work for them, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Black and blue. I'm black, but I wear blue. And it's, well, yeah, what side are you on now?
I'm in my comfortable office trying to organize community response, and my son's out there being shot at, trying to protect the firefighters, you know, and so that really got me.
But he really came around the kids and he's like, look, I know there's a lot going on. I know you have a lot of feelings. They've had time to process, to talk. Who do you need to talk to? What can we do to help you get through this?
Communities always want to make you feel better, right? No matter what's going on. And he would go to a call and they would see him, they're like, hey, coach, what's up? You know, it wasn't an officer, it was coach.
I think what motivates him is that he was one of those kids, right? And so he's witnessed all of those kind of things. And so who is in a better position in terms of sharing with kids? One, you can be me. I walk the hallways. I put on the same jersey. I know what goes on when you leave me outside of here. But I also know that if you listen to people, right, and use the supports that you have, I know what you can be because I've become that.
He's like another father figure. Like, he shows that he cares. He doesn't just coach you as a football player, just as a person too.
He's been a big impact on my life, getting me to college, helping me where I need to go. He's like another father figure in my life. I think he's impacted everybody in the school, especially on the football team.
He's one of us, so that right there just speaks volumes, is that, someone who was, born and raised, grew up on the north side, graduated from North High School, decided to come back and, be the community officer within the school, but not just as an officer and someone here as, in a position of authority, but also just having a loving, caring spirit and caring about the student as a whole and not just, what they're doing on the field.
OA has had a big impact on my life as a coach. You can always go to him with anything. He's always there for you. There's nothing I feel like I can't talk about with him, and that's like really important for student athletes like us to have.
And so when you've got somebody like OA, he knows the kids, right? He knows what's going on out in the street. And so that gives you a totally different perspective. And when you're talking about saving lives, that's exactly what he's able to do.
I will rise up. I will not fall. I will stand up. I will not fall. I will stay strong. I'm never giving up faith. I will go
fact that their coach looks like majority of them, and it's pushing them to look beyond the sport, right? To be great in the community, but at least higher education. And I've seen we've had a lot of kids that are going to college, and words can't really describe that, you know, with that feeling of joy for them and their future.
You know, it's not coaching. You know, I'll be the first one to tell you that I don't know nothing, you know, as much as anybody else does when it comes to coaching. It's about the relationships and the mentorship and seeing the best out of every kid. But, you know, what we don't talk about a lot as adults is how important it is for those relationships for us as well. So I tell the kids that I need you just as much as you need me. You make me healthy as well, and you motivate me. So that's why I do it, because it goes both ways.
I got 2 words for you. Charles Adams. What a story. A well-deserved honor for Charles being named this year's PCA Coach of the Year. Let's give another congratulations, too, to the 25 National Coach Award winners that we saw tonight, as well as the 75 regional winners you may have met during the pre-show. Thank you for all the work that you have done, all the work that you are doing to positively impact the lives of all of those you coach. Now, while we weren't all able to be in the same room here to celebrate tonight, it was still a really inspiring evening celebrating the best in youth and high school sports. A big thank you to all of you for tuning in to watch. A huge thank you to those of you who donated tonight, and if you haven't, you still have time to make a donation and a gift here. All you gotta do is click the donate button below. Feel free now. Stick around. You can hang out at your virtual table, say hi. You can visit with your friends. You can leave a message in the chat as well, and just continue to celebrate our coach winners and Positive Coaching Alliance. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.